Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. Wherever you happen to be in the world, you are tuned in to true, true crime discussions with Tammy. None of you, none of you are in here yet. That's all good. I did actually schedule this live because I see it as sometimes it's good to schedule, and then I can figure out which is the best way to go about, doing my lives. Now, I'm going to talk a bit more about the Beaumont children, so stick around, enjoy the show, have opinions, all good. And so far, I'm receiving good feedback in regards to this story or this crime, if you want to call it a crime, because we don't know if it's a crime. In all honesty, guys, we don't. They've been missing for since 1966. So in a way, it is a crime, but without finding anything that could have happened to them, we don't actually know if a crime had been committed. Now, I'm going to talk about a few things that I've been talking about over the last two lives when I've been talking about this. And I've been talking to my mum. Yes, my mum. She's been on here once. I think it was Christmas the year before last. She appeared on here with me. So all that know my mum, hello, mumsy. If you're listening on this on replay, you better be warm in bed because it's fucking cold. Anyway, moving on. I was discussing it with her about this case. Now, I was talking about how there are a lot of things that don't make sense. All right. Now, when I say it doesn't make sense, as in like Jim was supposedly on his way to his business meeting, halfway there he got told that the meeting was cancelled. All right. Now, in 1966, car phones and mobile phones didn't exist in Australia. They probably didn't exist anywhere. But Jim got told that. Now, the question you got to ask yourself is, how did Jim find that out? And like my mum said just before I came here and did this little live I'm doing now, she said, how do you know that Jim even had a business thing that day? How do we honestly know that? How do we know? Like, how apparently it's very, very strange to get notified halfway through to going somewhere. You get told the meeting's cancelled. Doesn't make effing sense. Could Jim have had something to do with it? Because even though someone in my comments on my previous live pointed out that me saying how Jim went to go searching, I think her name was Kelly, and Kelly, thank you very much for your comment. I much appreciate it. Jim went to go look for him. We all know that. But the thing that still stumps me is that in the reenactments is what I'm saying is that you never hear Jim asking Nancy what were the kids wearing. Now, Nancy stayed behind because of the fact that in case the kids came home. Now, in quite a few documentaries I've watched over time to do with the Beaumont children, they said in the 60s, everybody knew everybody knew everybody's business, and you couldn't even like swing a cat and throw it across the neighbour's fence or anything like that without someone knowing about it. If that's not a good, I'm so sorry, but that's probably sounding a bit bad to say it like that. But still, everybody knew everybody, and everybody knew everybody's business. Whoever that one person is that's coming in and out all the time, just try sticking around for a bit, please. But anyway, Nancy stayed behind in case the kids came home. Now, that makes sense. 100% Kelly. Completely agree with you. Thank you for that, pointing that out to me. But the thing is, though, it was never heard that Jim asked Nancy what the kids were wearing, what did they have with them. Now, here's another thing that confuses me as well, is the fact that Jim has said that Jane, which was the oldest daughter, was very responsible and didn't talk to strangers. So the person that they believe was Phibbs, I think it was, that was seen playing with the children in Collie Reserve. I couldn't remember the name of it yesterday, but I remember it today, thanks to my mum. They were seen playing under a sprinkler. Now, the thing is, though, that confuses me about two things. Now, this is going to probably make me sound like a horrible person, but I'll say it anyway. If Jane was very responsible, why would she take a book to the beach if she was responsible for her brother and her sister? Why is it that no evidence was ever found? Like apart from their home, you wouldn't even know that Jane, Anna, and Grant existed. There was nothing at the beach to indicate they were even there. Now, that in itself is very strange. Now, I think that, how can I put it? When he says that Jane knew not to talk to strangers, why did they suddenly go play with a random stranger by apparently flicking their towels at this male who was, by all means, a stranger? Now, if I went up to a total stranger, all right, and so, hey, Bubsy, how you doing, sweetheart? You're the only one in here, so there's no one else in here. But no, it just makes absolutely no sense. Now, they said that Grant was climbing all over him and all of this sort of stuff. Now, I'm not 100% sure, so forgive me if I've got the parents mixed up in this situation. They're saying that Nancy was adamant that she gave the kids shillings. Now, you got to remember that Australia was transferring from shillings and pence and pennies and all that crap over to dollars in 66 and all that sort of stuff. So the reason I'm saying this is because, hey, I'm not sure which parent it was. It might have been Jim, or it might have been Nancy, or it might have actually been both of them. They were suffering towards the end of their life. They were suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia or forgetfulness. We'll call it that for now, until I can figure out which one it was. Now, the thing is, though, Nancy kept on saying that she gave them coins to get the bus down there, to get the bus back, to grab lunch, or even though they were supposed to be home at lunchtime. Here's the thing that confuses me, though, is that, let's just say, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, let's say it was Nancy that was suffering from dementia towards the end of her life. Now, my auntie, my second aunt, great aunt, whatever you want to call them, so she was my mother's auntie first and then my auntie second, so my second aunt, if that makes sense. Now, the thing is, though, she was, in my personal opinion, and Mum, please don't throw this back in my face later on and call me a horrible person, she had Alzheimer's. All right, she was very forgetful. But the thing is, though, they say that, someone in the chat said that you remember your earlier life, but you don't remember your later life. Now, the thing is, though, that probably Nancy did it. She probably had early stages of it that probably didn't remember certain things. And, because a pound back in those days in Australia was worth a lot of money. So you've got to keep in mind, how do we know for absolute certainty? All right, now keep an open mind when I say this, all right, everyone, including Bubsy, because you're the only one in here, and two other people who aren't participating and saying hello. But hello to those two people. How do we know that Nancy didn't give Jane a £1 note? How do we honestly know that she didn't? Because Harry Phibbs, or Henry Phibbs, whichever one it was, okay, he was known as a known pedophile and around the Glenelg area, but nobody could do anything about it because he was rich and all that sort of shit. And, as the saying goes, money talks, bullshit walks. People like me who have no money, I'm the bullshit. People who have money are known as the money. Anywho, what I'm getting at is, though, how can we honestly say with 110% certainty, all right, that Nancy didn't give Jane a £1 note? Now, I'm probably being an idiot by saying this. I do believe that it's easy to say that, she handed them over coins and then the £1 note just makes it even more suspicious. But how do we know that Nancy didn't give Jane? Because she was responsible, don't forget, gave the £1 note. How do we honestly know that? We don't. Because anybody who's anybody, like if we tried to find the girl who served Jane that day of the 26th of June 1966, if we were to go see her, I guarantee she's either passed on or she would be like, I don't remember that far back. So you've got to think about, okay then. But with the way when she was saying, I've been watching this one person who goes on YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't want to dox him, so I'm not going to say his name until I have his permission to. He was saying about how if she was buying the pie for her dad. I think it was either him who said it or my mum said it to me. I speak to so many different people over the last few days, I've lost count. How do we know, by her saying, oh, and the pie's for the man? Now, if you have a son and he does something good, you're likely to high five him and go, you're the man, hello. You know what I mean? Like, or even, shit like that. Or if there's a football match you're watching and your favourite footballer happens to kick the winning goal, you're going to go, oh, he's the man of the match. Or you use the term, he's the man, So how do we know that she wasn't buying the pie for her dad? But again, in reenactments, you only see Jane going into the bakery. You don't see as far as I'm aware, I haven't watched it for a while. But the one that shows them and all that, but I don't know. Did we see Jane going in there with her brother and her sister, or were her brother and sister waiting outside with who could have possibly been Phibbs? Sorry. We don't know. It's, for me personally, it's just like really, 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 really sad that after all these years, keep in mind, guys, this happened on Australia Day, which is over here, which is the 26th of January, and this happened back in 1966, where Australia was at its innocence, but at the same time lost its innocence because of this. Now, Joanne Radcliffe and Jodie Gordon, I want to say Jodie, I'm hoping I'm right. Jodie Gordon, they're two other children that went missing from Adelaide Oval. Again, Harry Phibbs has been accused of being responsible for that. Excuse me. An eyewitness recalled seeing Joanne, punching this guy, trying to get him to let go of Jodie because he had her tucked under his arm because she was only a small little one. And it's like, yep. Well, the one that's the link that I posted yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, birds and bees, I posted it, but it's also got the Wanda Beach tragedy in the beginning of it. I couldn't crop it just to show the Beaumont children part. But it's really, really, really fucking sad because so much is documented and so many books and so many other things have been released in regards to the Beaumont children, but nothing really about the girls who went missing from Adelaide Oval when Jodie needed to go to the toilet. I'm so sorry in advance if I've got, hey Jodie, I'm so sorry if I've got her name wrong. So if anyone wants to look up girls missing from Adelaide Oval in 1967, I think it was, or 68, please let me know the actual name. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So long story short of things, what happened is that she was, like I said, punching away at the guy's arm, and he was even telling her, now ear witnesses here, either telling her to go away, you little bitch, or he was saying, fuck off, you little bitch. It hasn't been determined which is which, but I'm pretty sure that if you're adamant that you want to kidnap somebody and there's some other kid punching away at you, you're not really trying to be nice about it and say, go away, you little bitch. You're going to want to yell and say, fuck off, you little bitch. You know what I mean? You're going to want to get your point across that you mean what you're saying, because if you tell someone to go away, it doesn't really, if someone tells me to go away, I'm like, oh, okay, you just want me to go away for a bit. No worries. Okay. I see how it is. But if someone tells me to fuck off, then I know for a fact that I'm in trouble, kind of thing. I know that they mean business. But yeah, I just find a lot of things inconsistent when they do reenactments of said events, and it makes me angry when they leave little bits out that, for true crime enthusiasts like we all are, what happens is we're left wondering, like we're left thinking, hang on a second, Jim came home, Nancy races out and says, Jim, the kids haven't come home yet. He goes back, walks, mind you, in the reenactment, he walks back to the car, gets in, drives out. Instead of tearing out like a bat out of hell, he drives out slowly, reverses, and leaves and goes to look for his kids. In the meantime, having no fucking idea what they're wearing, no idea to look out for something like the shoulder airline looking bag that Jane was carrying that day. He didn't ask if did she have a bag with her or anything like that. So that way, when he would go down there, let's just say he went down to the beach. We don't know if he did because there's been no witnesses to say we saw Jim pacing up and down the beach looking for his kids. Now, you'd think he would have asked Nancy. Again, he may have, and they just left it out of the reenactment. We don't know. But you see, the thing is, though, if I had kids and they went missing and then my partner was to come home and I was to go, oh, yada, yada, the kids haven't come home yet, I would be saying, keep an eye out for, that aqua shoulder bag I've got. Look out for that because, that's what they've seen carrying. Kind of thing, even though you might not ask what they're wearing, but you would simply want to ask, well, what did they have on them? So that way, when you do see a bag like Jane was carrying, you can keep an eye out for that. If you find it abandoned on the beach or found it abandoned at Collie Reserve or you found it abandoned on Jetty Road or something like that, you know to pick it up and have a look inside to make sure that it wasn't one of your child's bag, was the bag that your children was last seen with. Okay. Sorry, which one did you hear about last year, Bubsy? Sorry, darling. Like little things, like I'm pretty sure, like if I lose something, like if I'm at my brother's house, for example, or my mum's, and I forget something there, I'll ring them and I'll say, hey, did I leave such and such there? And one time I left something, I think it was at my mum's house, and I rang her and I go, oh, did I leave such and such there? She goes, the first words out of her mouth was, oh, you silly duffer. But apart from that, she was like, well, what does it look like? Now, that is something that I don't recall Jim ever asking Nancy, but like I said, when it comes to doing reenactments of certain things, they leave such a gap to leave it open for us to have speculation. Hence why for the last few years, I've had speculation about Jim Beaumont. I've even had, he never consoled Nancy. Oh, okay. No worries, Bubsy. Yeah, there were two girls that went missing from the Adelaide Oval. Pretty fucking scary. And I think the only thing that was found from them was one shoe, and that was from Jody. Now, it could be Judy Gordon or Jody Gordon. I can't remember which is which of the names, but I know that the older one was Joanne Ratcliffe. I know that. It's weird. You can remember some names and some you can't. But all of it just seems to be like the fact that the girl, Jane and Anna and Grant were all I wouldn't say all over him, but they were playing with him like they knew him, according to sources that I've heard. You know what I mean? Like, now, how do we know that this person wasn't connected to Jim in some way and he had come to the house prior to that, and that's how the kids knew him? Now, you got to remember, this is something else I found out with something I was watching last night. He was already in Collie Reserve before the kids got there and started jumping and mucking around under the sprinklers. Okay, he was already there. So you got to. Apparently, he didn't have a bag with him. He had a pair of jeans. I think they said a pair of jeans and a t-shirt that was on the bench that was near where he was lying down. He didn't have a bag or anything like that on him. But here's the thing that really makes me question things. Jane's purse supposedly went missing because this man went up to this elderly couple and goes, have you seen anyone rummaging around our things because our money's has been taken or has gone? Now, the thing is, though, is the fact that apparently he didn't have a wallet, he didn't have car keys, he didn't have any of that on him. Now, keep in mind, he might have had that in his jeans pockets. We don't know. But the thing is, though, he took his jeans and his shirt and all that kind of crap. And mind you, he had not been seen down at the beach. Hey, TJ. How you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Matt. None of them. No one. witnesses seeing that gentleman down at the beach. They only saw him lying down on a towel, watching Jane, Anna, and Grant playing under the sprinkler, and then he decided to play around with them. Now, if Jane was very responsible, didn't associate with strangers, didn't talk to strangers or anything like that, when he started playing with them, if she was as responsible as Jim claims, why didn't Jane grab Anna and, hey, Melody, grab Anna and Grant by the hands and say, let's go? But they didn't do that. Now, back to an earlier statement I said earlier. In the 60s, apparently everybody knew everybody knew everybody's business. Whether that's true, who knows? Hey, Jody. Yeah, sorry, this is really good. Hey, Jody. I said Lolly before. Fuck, I'm going, that's so insane. But you know what I mean? Like, it makes you wonder, was this man in the Beaumont Children home at any time prior to this? Now, you've got to keep in mind as well is that the kids went down to the beach the day before. And apparently, I think I heard that Jim dropped them off. Now, there was a hidey place where Jim used to go park his car and he would just watch the kids. They couldn't see him, but he could see them. Where that could have happened is it's all changed since then. So who knows? But why would you really want to be in a place where your kids couldn't see you, but you could see them? That's a bit, I don't know. For me, that's a little bit creepy. But that's just my opinion on that. So if I'm wrong, I do apologise. Hang on, sorry. I miss him. I want him back. Who are you talking about, Melody? Sorry, hang on. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly just do some reading, sorry. Oh, no! Oh, Melody, I'm so sorry, honey. Oh, fuck, I know how much you loved him. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. For those who don't know, Melody had a beautiful dog named Lucky, and it was so devoted to her. And, oh, Melody, I'm so sorry, honey. I'll give you a call after I finish, after the live, but then after I make something to eat. But what happened to him, Melody? Yeah, well, that's very true, TJ. That's very true. They probably did do that. Melody, what happened to Lucky? I'm so sorry. I don't know how to continue now because that's really upset me. If you want to talk about Melody, you're more than welcome to, honey. All right, I'm just going to continue talking about this a bit longer and then, yeah, I'll look back on in chat in a sec. Oh, hang on. As they would, Matt. Okay. Okay, no worries, Melody. Just relax, honey, as much as you can. But yeah, like TJ just said, the reason that he probably did that was to give them a sense of independence and freedom. I do agree with that 100%. But yeah, like I don't have pets at all. I'm not allowed to where I live. But yeah, I can imagine growing attached to pets. But I'm curious as to more of sorry, I'm going to have to continue with this live for a little bit longer, Melody. Hope you don't think I'm insensitive. But yeah, I just think that it comes down to the fact that whether he was showing them independence or not, it just strikes me as odd that in interviews he says that she didn't talk to strangers. She was a very responsible young lady, and it's like she was 12 years old, dude. I think that's how old she was. I know he was, Melody. But yeah, like I was saying, it's very, very, very hard to give independence to. But back in those days, in the 60s here in Australia, you could give your children independence and you could let them run free and wild and all the rest of that sort of stuff. You could do that. But yet, if you were to try and do that now, oh my God, you'd have child welfare on your freaking door. Pretty sad how things change because of one person's or two persons' actions. Mm. But yeah, it is completely fucking messed up. Like I said, you could have, hang on. No, Melody, I'd rather you talk about it, honey. It's fine. It's fine. Don't be sorry. I'm saying things, and as I'm saying them, Bubsy's typing it. It's almost like we're in the same headspace. But no, sorry. But no, back to what I was saying about when they went to the bakery. Now, were her brother and sister in the bakery with her? Or were they, like, was she? Now, here's the thing I'm curious about. Let's just say that the kids weren't in the bakery with her. She obviously wasn't very responsible because they let, unless that, like I said, unless this person knew her parents or one of them. Now, I find that it's very, 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 very strange how it all went about. Hang on, sorry. Yes, well, I do. Because don't forget, Anna, Jane Anna, yeah, Anna had said at the breakfast table that very morning or the previous morning, I can't remember which one it was, but she had said, Jane has a boyfriend down at Glenelg and like down at the beach. Now you got to ask yourself, why did it? And Nancy just shrugged it off and all that sort of stuff. But if I was a parent and I knew my kids were going somewhere, and then my youngest daughter turned to me and says, "Oh, blah blah has a girlfriend or blah blah has a boyfriend," I don't give a shit. I wouldn't just shrug it off. I'd be like, "Oh yes, and what's this about? And how old is he?" And then this is going to be a really weird thing to ask, but I'll ask anyway. I go, does he have hair on his, if they're very young, mind you, like younger than a teenager? And I'd ask them, I'd say, do they have hair on their chest? And if they said yes, then guess what? Those kids won't be leaving the house that day at all. Especially if my daughter was younger than a teenager, because of the fact that, your daughter's like 12 years old going down to the beach. She has a boyfriend down there, and this boyfriend of hers has hair on his chest. You're not leaving the fucking house, cunt. Oh, I'm a horrible person. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just think that like there's so many things, like I said, when they do reenactments of things, it's like they screw it up so badly that it does almost make the parents look as guilty as sin. I'm not saying Jim and Nancy are responsible for the disappearance of their children. I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying Harry Phibbs is responsible for the disappearance of the Beaumont children. I'm not saying any of that at all. Um, oh, hey to all I've missed. That's really sweet, Bubsy. But like I said, you're listening to True Crime Discussions with Tammy, guys. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things with true crime, trying really hard to. But before I continue, I'm actually going to uh what? Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think I can't actually. I've got to ask my mum this sort of thing because when I was a kid and I lived at home, we grew up in like more. I found out later that it was an up your nose kind of like toffee nose area. We made sure that we made it not toffee nose, but snobby area. We defined the odds of that. We made sure that it was like feral as kids. But what I'm saying is the fact that if I wasn't home, I was at the library or I was at my friend's garden shop. they were the butcher next door by helping them put like plastic things over the meat before it went back into the fridge, and then the next day they would take the plastic sheeting or whatever you call it off the meat and put back into the meat compartment part. So I had a few places I used to go and hang out and stuff like that, but that's how or if I went for a bike ride, I just didn't say anything most of the time before my older brother decided to think it'd be good to make a bigger bike, and took my bike apart and thought, oh, I'll fix it. Never did. But I'd go for bike rides for ages and ages. I'd leave like early in the morning and come home at night, and neither one of my parents would ask me where I was or where have you been. You know what I mean? Like nothing like that, because I see as long as my parents did care. So before you all start saying, well, your parents didn't give a shit. No, because my parents on weekends would sleep in quite late and all that sort of shit. So it would come down to the fact that they didn't have a chance to say anything. I'd normally leave them a note saying, gone for a bike ride, back before dark, or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's how it would work in my household as a kid. And it was good because, again, like TJ pointed out, it was independence that my parents gave me. They gave me a little bit too much independence, but, it's all good. Yes, well, the street lights were automatically on, like, from about 5 o'clock and stuff like that, but it scares the crap out of me when I look at things. Like, people say to me, Tammy, why do you go with your... Oh, fuck. I'll be back in a sec, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call. Thank you, Jody. Please hold. But yeah, like I said, I am trying my absolute hardest to give back to the true crime part of life, of doing my lives and stuff. So if you can, please hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the thumbs up and show support. That means a lot. If you want to offer support in another way, please feel free to donate to my PayPal. I would immensely appreciate it, because I had money, but then what happened is that a transaction came out of my bank account that I did not approve of. So the $10.50 or so, or the little bit more than that I had, has gone, and my bank now needs to evaluate it to see if it was a transaction that I had done myself, but it's not, because it says debit. Withdrawal sort of thing. So I'm now penniless until next Wednesday, which I'm very pissed off about. But yeah, if you can, please donate to my PayPal. If you don't wish to donate to PayPal, but you wish to purchase me a little gift or something like that, please check out my Amazon wish list. Now, this is something I say every live. If you don't wish to set up an Amazon account in order to do so, please feel free to drop the money into my actual PayPal, and in the notes section say this is for recipe book 1, or this is for recipe book 2, 3 or 4, whatever, how many are there. Or put money in there and say this is for the Elvis apron, this is for the quilt number 1 that you posted, and then so on and so forth. If you wish to do it that way, please feel free to. I would be very, very appreciative if you do PayPal. It would mean a lot to me. So thank you so much. Yes, Melody's still in here. But like I said, please feel free to do that, because if you can, that would be a great help to me, and I can then, do a few things that I didn't get to do because I was saving that money until later this week to go do it. But if you could help me out, please feel free to. But like I said, you've got 3 options, or you've got the 4th option, which is do fuck all. And most of you do that, but no, it's all good. I don't care either way. But like I said, please know that they're in the Uber Eats. It's basically what you do. Uber Eats is it's kind of like DoorDash and Menulog. It's where you can look up restaurants and you can order food and they deliver it to you. Yeah. So for example, there's a few places on Uber Eats that I would have loved to have ordered my dinner from tonight, but no, because of that stupid shit that's happened. So what they have to do now is that, like I said, you go on there. It's like an app. You download the app. You go on there. You can order pizzas. You can order Chinese, Japanese, Thai, whatever, providing it's there. And then what you do is you select. It's like going into a restaurant, but it's on your phone. You get to check out their menu, select what you want, enter your bank, like your debit details, or your what do you call it? Yeah, your credit card details or your debit card details, and then it delivers to you. So, hmm. Mm. So that's what Uber Eats is, and we get and DoorDash is exactly the same. And I don't know if Menulog is available in the States or Canada. I don't know. I really don't. So I'm sorry. But I just hope that the bank sorts out this shit really fast, because I am not happy about this. I was meant to go out with my brother tomorrow after my doctor's appointment, but that's now going to have to be postponed, and it pisses me off. But as I was saying, here's a question for chat for all 5 of you that are in here. What is one case that has stumped you, but when you watch the reenactment of it, when they've done it on the crime shows and stuff, but when you watch the reenactment, you think to yourself, they fucked up, if you know what I mean? Like what? I have no idea. I have no idea what sausage sauce is, but you can feel free to message it to me, Jody, and I will have a look and see if it's doable for me to make. If that makes sense. Yeah. So what's a case that you've looked at, done a bit of research on it yourself, and then you've looked at it and you thought, they have left certain parts out, and then keep in mind that, okay, this is something that I've noticed. Yeah, the John Bonet and the Rom. Yep. Yep. Cool bananas. Oh, okay. I've heard of it, but I haven't heard of it, if that makes sense. Mm. Okay, I'm not posting this. Okay, this is just in case my brother. Hang on. I can't do shit today on my phone. Yeah. I've got it so that way if my brother might be joining me, guys, so I hope he does, because he has a few points that he would like to make in regards to this case. So hopefully, hang on, I'll be back in 1 sec, guys. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if that. Sorry about that. So yeah, hopefully he can come up here, because I really, 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 really need him to. And yeah. Well, when you're up to it, Melody, under the circumstances, we'll postpone what we're going to collaborate on. We'll postpone that for a little while, honey. I just want you to focus on feeling okay. Mm. It's never easy when you lose a pet. But no, what was I going to say? I've got to try and remember what I was going to say now, guys. This is really difficult. No, I just think, like, for me personally, the one case that has, like, though, when you think about it, the Chris Watts case and the John Bonet case, even though they both happened in Colorado, they were both severely fucked up. One's been semi-solved and one has not anywhere near been solved. So, oh man, I do need to figure out what to do for my dinner now. I can't order in. I'm really pissed off about that. Like, they had no authorization to take that money out. The fucking butt wipes. Sorry. Catrice Lee, 2-year-old, went missing in Germany. Oh, far out. Okay. Okay, now I've had 2 people answer that, and that's pretty cool. Now I'll ask you, TJ, and I'll ask you, Melody. When you look at the way they do the reenactments of the case, now keep in mind, okay, with the John Bonet case, not solved or anything like that, but keep in mind, pretend you've just heard about a case, and then they do a story about it, and then they do a documentary about it, and then they bring it on a crime show, and they show bits and pieces. But keep in mind, the case has already been solved, right? Do you ever watch the reenactments knowing that the case has been solved and looking at it and thinking, is this, they left out this whole section that could potentially help? So, oh, break it to him gently, Melody. That's the best way you can do it. He went to go live on a farm. That's what a lot of parents say when you're a kid. Hey, when your pet passes away, oh, he went to go live on a farm with all the ducks and the chickens and the cows and the sheep. I just wish there was a way I could help, Melody. Okay, Melody, I'm asking you this because I don't mean to sound like rude or nosy or anything. Did it happen suddenly? Yes, agree with that. She's talking about the Chris Watts case there, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering what she's referring to. They put evidence in, a lot of the evidence after the fact, into plastic bags, where not a good idea when you're collecting evidence. Always put them in paper bags, because plastic bags sweat and you could lose crucial evidence by putting things into plastic bags. You think about, okay, the best way to describe what I'm talking about is if you put a mushroom, all right, into a plastic bag, it will sweat and it will lose its nutrition and all that sort of shit. It will sweat. However, if you put a mushroom in a brown paper bag or a paper bag of any kind, it won't sweat. And that's where they fucked up royally. And when I say a reenactment, I mean like other people playing the part of people. I don't mean like reenactment as in like they go through in the actual crime scene. I mean like people pretending to be them and then reenacting stuff. But I understand what you meant. Mm. Does anybody want to join me on panel? Okay, have a wonderful day at work, TJ, and I love you heaps. Take care, and thank you so much for being in here. Sorry, one sec. Okay. Again, I'm very sorry for your loss, Melody. Excuse me. But no, like I said, it's just like the fact that. Okay, Melody, just sit back and relax for the rest of the show, honey. You don't have to type anything. It's okay. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm actually going to get. Oh no, I'm not. But like I said, there are so many inconsistencies with crime cases. You know what I mean? Like you get somewhere and then you just basically get nowhere. You know what I mean? Like either the case gets solved quickly. Like I'm actually surprised when I'm looking at how they found DNA on certain things that no blood, no nothing of the Beaumont children was ever recovered. So nothing there. And there's a person that it's easy to point the finger at somebody, and then you just got to remember when you're pointing at someone, you got 4 fingers or 3 fingers pointing back at you. So I find that very sad. How, like, I'm not saying that Phelps guy had nothing to do with it. He could have very well had everything to do with what happened to the Beaumonts, very easily, because he only lived 190 meters, guys. So that's not that far. That's less than what you think. 190 meters from the Collie Reserve where the children were seen playing with a guy. Now, like I said before, why is it that nobody seemed to have got his description right? They said he had light brown hair. They said he had blonde hair. They said he had short hair and parted to the side, like pushed, like brushed or combed back and parted to the side. Then there's other people that saying, oh, no, 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 none of that. Now, I'm actually like at the point now where it comes down to like I would like to be able to one day when it's not so cold actually take you guys, and with my brother's help if I can, providing he's not working, what do you call it? Go down to where Collie Reserve is and actually show you guys Collie Reserve down at Glenelg. I would like to be able to show you Glenelg Beach. Mind you, all the beaches here in Adelaide mostly have seaweed all over them. So our beaches aren't that clean, to say the least. They're quite disgusting. But at the same time, what can you do? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just getting like so many notifications that I don't want notifications for. But shit happens, I guess, as they say. I am trying my best just to give you guys good information about stuff, but considering like the numbers are dropping quite badly with who's in here, I am sorry, Paisley, and I am sorry to whoever the other person is that is in here. But I am going to wrap it up. But I would like to say that I'm a huge send out a huge thank you again to the people who do tune into my lives. I promise my next one will be better. I was just got a bit blown away by Melody's bad news, and I need to call her to make sure she's okay and see if she wants to talk about it a bit. I know you're still here, Melody, but I'm going to give you a call before I start my dinner. All right, guys, but please just know that life is precious, and I'd like to send out a huge thank you to Paisley, Melody, Bubsy, TJ, everybody, Jody, everybody that has come in today. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And please just remember that you all do have a special place in my heart. You're all amazing. You're all unique. You're all awesome. And like I said, my next live will be a bit more. But like I said, if any of you wish to join me on panel for the next couple of lives, I'm going to be doing about, say, the next however many. If you want to do your own research on the Beaumont children and then come up here and join me on panel, by all means, please feel free to. Anyone is welcome on panel, just not tonight because I'm going to be going soon. Because, yeah. But like I said, feel free to donate to my PayPal if you wish to. Don't be sorry, Bubsy. It's fine. Kitty. Oh, you just got here, Kitty Witty. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll go a little bit longer. You twisted my arm, Kitty Witty. But like I said, I just want people to know that I do try my hardest here. I'm going to stick around for a bit, Bubsy, because I don't want Kitty Witty to feel like I'm abandoning her because she just got here. So I'll go live for a little bit longer. And the numbers are climbing back up again, dropping again. But like I said, I just want people to know that, doing true crime can sometimes take its toll. Like I said, I had this really bizarre dream last night that Jane, the oldest Beaumont, was still alive, and she was trying to reach me by saying, "I'm still here. Hear me. I'm still here. Can't you hear me?" And it was really, really, it felt so surreal. But I don't think if Jane was going to appear in anyone's dream, I seriously doubt it would be mine. Just saying. But you've been sleeping. All right, Kitty Witty. Well, guys, I am gonna get going because I need to call. Like I said, I need to call Melody, and I need to make sure she's okay. And for those who don't know, she lost her puppy dog, and she was very attached to that dog. That dog was her baby, as she said earlier. So I want to check in on her. I'm hoping, but like I said, if you guys out there, if there's any of you who do wish to join me on panel, I'm not sure when I will be going live next, though. That's the only thing. It might be in a couple of days, might be in about a week or so. Who knows? But in the meantime, please feel free to donate to my PayPal. That every single cent that goes in there does help me one way or the other. It does help me. I really appreciate all the help and support that anybody does give me with the PayPal. If you want to send a gift, Amazon wishlist is there. If you want to send a gift but you don't want to have to create an Amazon account, please feel free to send me the money through PayPal and then let me know what it is you wish that caught your eye that you'd want me to have, and then I will purchase them. And then if we're friends on Facebook, I can then send you a picture of the said item. Please keep me posted. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine too. I'm just in shock with how many things have been actually purchased. I've had the personal alarm that's been sent to me, the Dragonfly bag, the purple earpods, the purple cutlery set, cooking set, which is a dream to work with. I'm not even close to joking because it has the silicone handle and it's very easy for me to be able to grip with that as I'm cooking with it. So thank you. I'm going to say, I hope I'm not in trouble for this. Thank you to Kitty Witty who sent that via Amazon. I really appreciate it. It is the best cooking utensils I've ever had because I'm able to grip it properly rather than try to grip wood or try to grip hard plastic. So thank you so much for that, hun. But like I said, I've got cookbooks. I've got basic stuff on there. You might see that I've put other things up there, but some of those things, whatever. But yeah, thank you to everyone who has donated to me over time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to those who have purchased something off my Amazon wish list. It all means sincerely a shitload to me that there are people out there who do that for me. So thank you very much, guys. You are all amazing. But anyway, I am going to go make some dinner, and as that's cooking, I've got to call Melody to make sure that she's okay. All right. Yes, Kitty Witty, you're an absolute mwah to everybody who has purchased something for me off my Amazon wish list, whether they've sent me the money to do it or they've actually just gone ahead and purchased it themselves. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so long story short of things, all of you, take care of yourself. If you're in Australia, please stay warm. It is so fucking cold. And I'm not even, I sound so rude saying that, don't I? It's so fucking cold. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It is cold. It is winter after all. I'm hoping that come next month or whenever I can, I am going to be able to purchase myself a few things that I personally need. That might sound stupid to put on my Amazon wish list. Even okay, now I do need to mention this to a few people because I've actually had someone ask me, why have you got some items up there that are like two of a kind? And it's because what happens is that sometimes I will find a cheap item. It's like, I don't need two quilts, guys. I don't. But I have two quilts there, so you can pick and choose which is the better one you think. Now, I'm trying my best. I really am. I'm new to Amazon wish lists and all that sort of shit. And yes, well, let's hope they don't send the heat to us, Kitty Witty, and we can have a nice coolish summer. I've got one Velocity fan now, and I desperately want to buy another one before winter hits, before summer hits, so then I can actually have one in my lounge room that can point towards my kitchen. So that way, if I do cooking, I'm not going to sweat like a freaking, I don't know what to call myself. What would I say? Sweat like a, no, that's inappropriate. So I will say sweat like a prostitute in a church and claim I'm a virgin. I don't fucking know. But no, thank you to everyone who tunes into all my lives. Like I said, they're all in the description. They always are. And as you people that tune into my lives a lot are probably sick and tired of hearing me say all that. But you're going to probably get sick of hearing this too. Do not, and I can't stress this enough to anybody, do not put money towards anything on my Amazon wish list. Do not put money into my PayPal. Do not put money anywhere except into your own pocket if you're having money issues. If you're not having money issues and you want to separate with some of it and you want to support my channel, please feel free to. But don't do it if you can't. All right? That's the only thing I will say about that. And now I'll shut the fuck up and I'll go make myself some dinner. Oh, it's cold in Canada, guys. There you go. Cool. All right, all of you know that I care about you. All of you know that you mean a lot to me, whether you're here or not, or you're watching this on replay. If you are, just know that it's all good. All right, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all next time. Remember my saying, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Stay safe. Bye-bye.